Here's a fun fact. Every minute there's 150,000 new videos posted to YouTube. In fact, the entire platform at this point has over 1 billion videos uploaded onto it. And don't get me wrong, not every video is bad, but every now and then a video comes along that gets a YouTuber arrested or lands them in jail, or worse, gets them killed. And while we're not gonna be looking at that last part today, we are gonna be taking a look at the first two videos that have landed YouTubers in jail or arrested. And trust me, there's a lot of them. So get your popcorn, get ready, here we go. All right, so you may be wondering, why is there a random Russian guy on my screen? Well, this guy's name is Sokolovsky, and basically what happened to him is he is a Pokemon Go player in Russia, and he went and played Pokemon Go in a church, which apparently is illegal. So there we have him walking up to the church, and then you'll see he'll enter it. He'll sit down at one of the pews. He's recording the crucifix there. And there he is, just on his phone, just literally sitting there. I think it's in the middle of, not a mass, but some service is going on in the background. He looks like he has a polywag. Pretty inoffensive, you would think. But Russia didn't think so. And what did they do? They actually arrested him on grounds of offending the religious institution, because Russia takes religion seriously, and it was considered blasphemous what he was doing. So there it is, a YouTuber literally being thrown in cuffs and put into jail because he was playing Pokemon Go in a church. So if you get any takeaway from this, it would be to not do that. This next video, we have an influencer named Prince Z, and this is the guy right here. So he's driving along Times Square in New York City, and then he passes out on purpose to try and get cops to come into his car and save him. I don't know why he's doing this, but he pretends to pass out, ultimately leading to his arrest.
It's like an adrenaline rush.
He's getting adrenaline over doing arguably the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life, because he has some ops on the outside, and he just stops, just laying it on. So he's literally, this is a fake. Here's the cops. They're gonna bust his window, you'll see. What do you get out of this? All right, so they bust open his window. Oh my gosh, imagine being this kind of influencer. It has to be the most tragic thing in the world to live a life where this is like normal. Okay, so he's obviously joking. I wonder if he actually admits to it being a joke. Just wasting resources. So the reason he was arrested ultimately is because he wasted valuable resources. They could have been busting crime. What's the prank here? I don't understand what the prank is. Because now his window is cracked. He's surrounded by 6 NYPD officers. Like, what is his end goal here? Was this just to upload to TikTok, get a couple views? You know they're not from New York because anybody from New York would just keep walking. Everybody here's a tourist, and they're in Times Square, so it makes sense. Oh my gosh. You're really calling a fire truck for this guy? You should be getting a psychological evaluation after this. All right, and there we have our prankster, our hero, being escorted into the ambulance. Looks like he's heading to Mount Sinai, and that's the end of that. In what world is that a good prank? Like, I'm just trying to think objectively. How is that a good prank? Like, what is funny about that? There's nothing that's like, oh, okay, I could see the humor in that. Oh my gosh. Influencers, man. Okay, so this is a YouTuber named Trevor Jacob, and he built this airplane. Very cool, right? He built his own airplane, which you would think is an amazing feat in aviation. And what does he decide to do? He decides to crash his own airplane, and then he films the crime, because obviously you cannot just randomly crash an aircraft. And this is a whole 12-minute video that he decided to upload. You'll see it has 300,000 dislikes because I have that dislike extension so we can get that data. Okay, and here he is. It's just insane that he thought that this was a good idea. So you'll see he's acting like as well that the plane is having a malfunction and that he has to leave it. So he has a parachute on, so he's gonna jump down, land in one of these fields, and he just lets the plane crash. So the entire thing is documented by him on his YouTube channel. So there he is, he just jumped off, which is an insane thing in and of itself. And now this plane is just going to crash down. I will say it is incredibly impressive that he's able to have a GoPro this whole time. Yeah, I think he thinks that that's fine. And of course it's not. And obviously it's not sophisticated enough to have any like autopilot feature, so it's just literally going down. I mean, this thing is doomed. Okay, so that looks to be the final moments. Yep, and there's the plane just crashed. Which, you know, if you ever plan on doing that, just know it's a massive offense. Like, you can't do that. You're not allowed to legally crash a massive aircraft into an abandoned field, because I guess there could be people nearby, it could be animals that you possibly killed, ecosystems, you could start a fire, lots of issues. He ultimately found his plane.
Thank you, higher power, for watching over me. I'm gonna start walking out of here.
Seeing how he's acting as if that was an accident when, you know, the investigation had proved that he did it for views, which is, again, a crazy thing to do. Okay, so on a little bit of a lighter note, this is Sam Pepper and Ice Poseidon, who are getting arrested outside of VidCon, or inside of VidCon, because they tried to storm it with a literal Trojan llama. Like, they're in like a piñata of a llama because they're banned from this event, and so they tried to sneak in. So here they are. This is the actual live arrest of it. I hope we get to see the llama. It's actually pretty funny. Okay, here's the cops looking inside.
Go ahead, step out.
Come on, fellas.
That's pretty embarrassing, not gonna lie. Did they think this was gonna work? I don't understand what the angle was here. It was probably just for content. Yep, had to put the camera down, and they are arrested. Let me show you what this looks like. All right, so that is what the llama looked like. They tried to sneak inside, again, like a Trojan horse. There it is. They ultimately uploaded a YouTube video on this, but that was the POV, but that's what it looked like. So kind of funny, kind of impressive that they were able to fit in there. But if you're banned from an event, you can't trespass. There's a reason you're banned. Otherwise, bans mean nothing. So while we're talking about Ice Poseidon, he was streaming on Kick, and he was in Thailand with his girlfriend, and he ended up giving her a lap dance, which we might want to blur a little bit because this is pretty nasty. So there he is doing that. All right, he's just doing his thing. I guess it was part of a subathon. He like did a donation goal to get to this. I'm not sure why. Okay, then as you can see, like the managers started to come. They said, look, you can't do that. That is like disgusting. We're in a restaurant right now. And there wasn't a lot of compliance. All right, and then they just called the police and demanded their passports, all because of the dance.
Okay, you can filming me. My name is General Manager of Bangkok. What are you doing if you not respect Thai culture and Thai women?
That honestly is fair game. Like if you're gonna disrespect the culture like that, then you get put in cuffs. And then here he just is. He's in the police station.
No video?
But I guess we're not allowed to record. So that's the end of that. So to this day, I still think this is the craziest thing ever uploaded onto YouTube because like less than 30 people, I'm pretty sure, have done this. But Vitaly literally scaled the Pyramid of Giza, like the Pyramid of Giza in Egypt. And what it was for is the funniest thing. He did this because he wanted to raise awareness for the Australian wildfires that happened a few years ago. So as you can see, I mean, this is incredibly illegal. Like you can't do this. And he's doing it in a foreign country. He's literally scaling one of the most impressive man-made monuments over the past 5,000 years, arguably the most important monument in the history of the world. Like I was just in Egypt and they were so strict about not climbing it. So the fact that Vitaly did it and then he posted a YouTube video on it, that only got 1.1 million views. Like I don't think people understand how crazy this is. It also must have taken him like 30 minutes to get to the top.
Absolutely breathtaking. This is incredible, guys.
Like that's a view right here that only the people who have built the pyramid pretty much have seen. And I guess people like 100 years ago, this is 1917, who have scaled this. It's actually insane. And there he goes. He goes to the bottom. He gives his passport. You'll just see these people are like, what? I feel like they don't even have security here because they just didn't think that this was something that was possible. And he ended up being arrested for 5 days for this stint. He says, this has been the most horrible experience of my life. The Egyptians don't play around. Shout out. All right, so now we have Logan Paul, who was actually arrested for this video, which isn't even his worst video, but he was in Rome, and in Rome it is illegal to have a drone, especially at that time, and this B-roll footage of the Colosseum in which he flew a drone over it and through it, again, is incredibly illegal. I mean, to be fair, that's gorgeous footage. They probably should have just like asked for the footage and used it on some like Nat Geo thing or some like History Channel stuff, and this ultimately led to his arrest.
In this area is illegal.
So you'll see this cop in the front of the car telling him that they must arrest him for it, and he had to get bailed out. So that all happened within one single YouTube video, which is a pretty crazy string of events. So just a little tip, if you're in Rome, do not bring a drone. Won't be good for you. Okay, so here we have Ross Creations. I think he's one of the funniest pranksters, and all he does is what the title suggests. He flips over a cop. And you'll see that basically they're threatening to arrest him for jumping over a cop. I don't know what the offense would be if you just filmed that because you just filmed that. All right, and you'll see he's getting detained and then he ends up getting arrested. What did he do? He jumped over a cop. Let's be real, that was an insane flip. Like to just kind of very simply do that off of a picnic table. I did not know that he had the capabilities to do that, but he got arrested for it. So do with that what you'd like. All right, so next up, we actually have one of my favorite situations because this guy actually lives pretty close to me in New Jersey, and that is Ami in a Hellcat, who was arrested for illegally selling and pirating cable TV. So here's a look at some of that.
You're saying you're completely innocent of those?
Not completely innocent would be a false statement. Now, ignorance is no excuse for the law.
I mean, obviously you can't be illegally selling stuff. That's just a bad business practice. But I'll tell you what is a good business practice: dropshipping and e-commerce. And that's why I'm excited to partner up with ZenDrop for this video, because they're a complete one-stop shop for all things e-commerce, from education and store building all the way to fulfillment and US warehousing. ZenDrop provides dropshipping and e-commerce fulfillment solutions for really anybody, so whether you're just a beginner who's getting their feet wet or a full-fledged expert making millions of dollars on TikTok Shop, which feels like everybody at this point. They have a robust product catalog with thousands of products products updated weekly, so you have a slew of easy recommendations ready to go. Plus, they have an AI tool that creates a custom-built e-commerce store that includes winning products. Another thing I like is that they'll guide you step by step on their live weekly coaching calls on how to find winning products, how to create and test ads, and essentially teaching you everything you need to know to become successful in e-commerce. So go ahead and get signed up for a free 7-day trial to ZenDrop, and they'll send you a free pre-built store directly after you sign up. Plus, you get 50% off your first month after trial and $200 towards your account to fulfill orders for free. Pretty solid. All right, back to the video. All right, so this video is pretty sad, honestly, and it doesn't show anything, but basically this girl with this golden gun ended up shooting her boyfriend who's currently recording and ended up killing him, and the evidence that was used to basically incriminate her was this video because it clearly shows her having possession of the gun. So basically, I think that they had built this golden gun or acquired it, and they were playing around with it, so here they are in just like an empty field of some sort or like behind a house. They're just showcasing it. Crazy stuff indeed, because the purpose of that gun was that he was going to get shot with it to showcase some like bulletproof clothing. So that was like the whole idea of this, and I think apparently it's one of their first videos as well.
I really just want to see if a 50 caliber bullet can go through a book.
Okay, so it was through a book.
I'm just not going to just set it and just shoot it. No, I'm going to stand behind it, and Mona Lisa is going to shoot it.
It just doesn't seem like a very smart idea. So he put the book in front of him right here, and then Mona Lisa, which is a crazy name, but that is the name of his girlfriend who ended up going to jail for killing her boyfriend, for shooting him basically directly in the stomach.
So if I'm going to die, I'm pretty much ready to go to heaven right now.
Yeah, very unsettling to know that that was one of the final things that he ever said, because he kind of predicted his future or his eternity. I'm going to be bringing out videos each week. Dies in the first video. Yeah, I mean, I'm not one to joke about people who have passed. I mean, obviously this was like a very dumb stunt, but what's done is done, and you can only hope that you know, his family and everybody's okay after what is clearly a tragic event. I don't know if the whole thing is on video. Obviously, I can't show you that, and I hope it's not for everybody's sake. All right, so I previously watched this video in another video I did, in which I watched videos that got YouTubers canceled. But basically, this is the Stokes twins. I mean, who else? And before they were stealing a lot of concepts, they ended up doing this fake robbery prank in which they dressed up in literal ski masks and then ran away with briefcases.
Bank where I can make like a large withdrawal, if you know what I mean.
You'll see they were basically doing like these classic 2016 pranks in which they would tell people that they were about to rob and if they wanted to be accomplices, and everyone's like, nah, dude. And then ultimately the cops pull up. Rightfully so. This cop does not want to be here right now. He's just like, why am I literally interrogating these like 18-year-old YouTubers who are just doing dumb pranks? But you know what? You gotta pay. If you're breaking the law, you gotta pay. So they ended up getting arrested for this because looks like you can't do that actually. And they learned their lesson, I think. Yeah, and here's like an official news report saying that they face criminal charges. I did not think it was that bad, but I guess, you know, impersonating a robber is a pretty bad thing. All right, so here's a Nelk video. I think the Nelk boys have been arrested a few times, but this is one video in which they did a prank on Target employees. So they went into a Target, and then the rest is history. So they dressed up as Target employees, and they made some like fake name tags, put them on, and then they just went through acting like they were Target employees. Which, you know, isn't the craziest thing, but due to our lawyer's recommendations, we cannot upload any footage from the prank as it's still an ongoing case. Okay, so here they are escaping.
Yeah, run. Let's go.
Get into the Sprinter van. Looks like not quick enough. So they did end up getting arrested. I'm not sure how. Was there a cop just like nearby?
And just like that, we're fucking on to the next stage.
Oh, there we go.
How's it going, sir? Good, guys, step out for me. Okay.
Yep, out of the car and arrested. I think they ended up solving this, but yeah, just it seems like a common theme here. If you're gonna do a lot of public pranks, flipping over people, pretending to be a robber, pretending to be a Target employee, it could all land you in jail. All right, so this is arguably the craziest video on YouTube, I think, but this is a guy named Matthew Cordell who uploaded a video basically admitting that he killed somebody. He was drunk driving, and he said that he went on the other side of the road and killed somebody, and they used this later as evidence.
I just drank to get out of my head for a few hours. You know, I really don't like the person I become when I drink.
I don't think anybody does. Why would you film this and upload this? And why did he think this blur was going to somehow absolve him of when the cops ultimately go to find out who did this?
I made a mistake and got in my truck, completely blacked out, and decided to try to drive home.
Don't drink and drive, guys. Don't even drink. Drinking's such an L, guys. It's a waste of calories. Bad for your longevity, bad for your skin.
I struck a car.
It's literally poison.
I killed a man.
And there it is. I killed a man. He said it. They ended up using this in court, and this man got arrested. This is definitely one of the craziest videos ever uploaded to YouTube. I agree. This is actually insane. Yeah, I wonder if he's sitting in jail. Like, you know what? I probably shouldn't have confessed to that, because maybe there would have been a chance, because it sounds like he got by pretty easily. If he's able to just like go home, cops weren't there at the scene, he probably could have escaped it. I mean, maybe, but he went ahead and just said, hey, look, like, throw me in jail. So maybe it's more honorable he did this. Crazy video. All right, so here's a video of Brandon Carter and Connor Murphy engaging in a fake stage fight, and you'll see these cops end up taking down Brandon Carter and arresting him and throwing him in jail. So you'll see he's cuffed and stuff. Connor's trying to say that, hey, this is a joke, and then he gets arrested as well. So they started by faking a fight. They both tore their shirts off, or at least I think Brandon planned on doing it too. And then the Austin, Texas police said, you know what is going on here? We're just gonna arrest both of yous. And that was it. I mean, he got arrested just like that. If you guys don't know who Connor Murphy is, that's crazy, by the way. This guy used to be like the king of pranks on YouTube. He would like take his shirt off and be like, oh, what do you think of this guy? Showing a picture of him shirtless. And then he would just like, oh, it's me. Okay, and I guess they said he was resisting arrest, even though it looks like, you know, he seems pretty compliant there. It's actually an insane crowd too for that. Shout out to Austin. So that little snippet ended up getting them arrested. All right, so this video, it just like really hurts me to even look at this, because this is probably the most disgusting thing ever uploaded onto YouTube. And obviously the full video is not uploaded here, but basically this sicko, his name is Dolly Flesh, he bought 3 hamsters from PetSmart, and then what he ended up doing with the hamsters was he killed them one by one in different sadistic ways. I think he ended up doing, I can't even explain what he did. You can look into this if you want, but this is the video, and I think the rest of it is on like another website, so really don't look this up. I'm serious. This is something that's disgusting. And this guy's a sicko, probably should be getting like electric chaired or whatever. I don't know what happened to him. Hopefully the worst of the worst, because how could you do this? Literally bought them and then same day just like executed. So yeah, this guy, I don't even want to look at this guy. This guy's me off, so let's move on. Okay, so this video, I know it's bad. I just think it's so funny. So he was streaming, I believe, on YouTube, and you know you could have donation text-to-speech from your chat. Somebody donated him like some sum of money, and it ended up being like, oh, this is a bomb and it's about to explode. And so he actually got arrested for terrorism. I mean, I guess rightfully so, because you'll see he caused a panic. It's actually insane.
Attention.
Okay, Lebanese Andy, 420. They laugh it off at first. They're like, oh, his phone just made it funny. Well, that's not all.
Has been successfully activated. Bomb detonation countdown successfully started.
A little bit of an overreaction, but I guess if you think that there's genuinely a bomb there, you would do something about it. So text-to-speech, 1 text-to-speech donation, and it looks like it ruined things for him. People ended up evacuating the building. There he is, Arab Andy. Didn't help that he was Arabic because of the stereotypes attached to that. And there, ultimately, he runs in with a police officer who ends up interrogating him. He's like, guys, look at the video, but it's not enough. This is kind of the end of the clip here, because he gets arrested afterwards for, again, terrorism. It's so funny getting arrested when you have chat up, because chat is just saying like lol, monka s. That would be a nightmare, getting arrested while chat is just kind of like taunting you. All right, so this one's well documented, but this is a YouTuber who ended up going to jail because he gave a homeless man Oreos that had toothpaste filling in them. And I like this is in a short. It's nice and condensed. There you go. Pretty messed up, you know? Like, why would you be giving somebody toothpaste to eat? It goes up to a homeless man. This happened in South America somewhere. You see, he's pretending to be a nice guy. He's gonna offer this guy some Oreos. Hey man, you hungry?
¿Tiene un poco de hambre? También le doy esto.
Really messed up. So they found this out because he, again, posted the video, and this video led to his arrest. Good for him. Like, not good that he got arrested. Okay, so, I mean, this is why they got arrested. Because there's literally kids and Orbeez in the back of a car. This is why family channels just need to go away. If I was the CEO of YouTube, the #1 thing I would do day one would be banning every single family channel. Any single family channel that 80% or more of the content relies on the kids being the content, and by kids, I mean like under the age of 13, I guess, deleted. Bam, deleted, demonetized, everything. Like, what am I even looking at here? How could he think this is a good idea to put his kids going like 50 in the back of a Ford F-150 with Orbeez? So yeah, what ended up happening is I think somebody saw this, and so they ended up calling the cops, and the cops ended up tailing them. Look at that, they're not even like safely in there. Because you know, if YouTube didn't exist, this wouldn't be happening. So this is clearly just for content. All right, so here we have a streamer named Whiteboy7that, and he was arrested because he was swatted, which doesn't make a lot of sense. So swatting, if you don't know what that is when somebody basically doxes you, sends the police to your address and says like, oh, he has a bomb, this guy, go and arrest him. And then they actually arrested him. I mean, I think it's pretty clear like when it's the swatting event, when it's not.
Hold on, guys, give me a second here. I'm gonna relog right now. Give me one moment, guys.
Poor guy, he's just reloading into a map. And then the next thing you know, he's gone. There's the canines, there's the police, just straight up arrested. So he was taken away, taken to the station. Now this happens all the time. Like I'm sure we could do an entire compilation of people who have been swatted and arrested, but usually people are released after they talk to the cops. But in this case, I mean, it's pretty upsetting to know that somebody can just get swatted and arrested. It's like, I didn't do anything. I'm just playing a game. All right, so this next one is for a YouTuber named Tanner Cook. And basically he was using that like fake translator to communicate with people, trying to like get them upset. And what ended up happening is pretty bad. Like, so this is him in a mall in Virginia, and he ends up talking to the wrong guy. He's like, dude, hey, can I talk to you? Dude, hey, can I talk to you?
What's that mean?
Hey, dip, quit thinking about my twinkle.
No.
Hey, dip, quit thinking about my twinkle.
Get on my face and call cops on. Stop.
Hey, dip, quit thinking about my twinkle.
Stop.
Okay, so it paused it before it could happen, but you could see he pulled out the Glock and ended up shooting him. That is not a guy you want to mess with, like very clearly. This is not somebody who, if you're really like analyzing the profiles of victims to go up to prank, I don't know why you would go up to this dude. This dude looks like he hasn't seen daylight in years. It looks like he's just been in plotting, waiting for this moment. And he ultimately gets that moment, and then he ends up shooting Tanner Cook. I think the funniest thing is he ended up making a video called I Got Shot, and it's actually his, I think, best performing video on his channel. Yeah, it is. And he just continues, I think, doing pranks. I mean, he's uploaded a video 3 months ago and he got shot 8 months ago. So it looks like he's fine. But that's what happens. You play stupid games, but get stupid prizes. I think that's what it is. All right, guys. Well, that was a lot of fun. Not for the people who ended up getting arrested in the video, but it was for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see more videos, make sure to click here. Otherwise, subscribe on your way out, and I will see you next time. Peace.